Let's jump right into it. Number 5. Pigs were ancient Rome's living metal detectors. While you might think of pigs as simple farm animals rolling around in mud, the Romans discovered something incredible about these snorting creatures. Pigs have an extraordinary sense of smell that's actually more sensitive than most dogs. Roman soldiers would march with specially trained pigs ahead of their armies, not for food, but because these animals could literally smell buried treasure and hidden weapons from underground. Think of it like having a furry, four-legged treasure hunter that never needed batteries. The pigs would start going crazy, squealing and digging frantically whenever they detected metal objects buried beneath the surface. This wasn't just some weird Roman quirk either. The technique was so effective that it spread throughout the ancient world. Imagine being an enemy soldier trying to hide your weapons cache, only to have a pig blow your cover by having a complete meltdown over your hiding spot. Number 4. Cats were Egypt's supernatural postal service. Everyone knows ancient Egyptians worshipped cats, but here's what'll shock you. They didn't just keep cats around for spiritual reasons or pest control. Egyptian cats were trained as living message carriers for the most sensitive government communications. Unlike messenger pigeons that could be shot down or intercepted, cats could move through cities completely undetected. Picture this: a sleek Egyptian cat wearing a tiny leather pouch, casually strolling through enemy territory while carrying state secrets. The brilliance was in plain sight. Who would ever suspect a random cat wandering around of being a government spy? These feline agents were trained to navigate complex urban environments and return to specific locations. The Egyptians developed an entire network of cat messengers that operated like an ancient internet, connecting different parts of their empire through these four-legged secret agents. The training process was incredibly sophisticated too. Cats would learn specific routes through cities, memorizing landmarks and safe houses where they could rest. Number 3. Dolphins were the Navy SEALs of ancient Greece. This one sounds like pure science fiction, but ancient Greek naval forces actually trained dolphins as underwater reconnaissance units. These marine mammals weren't just swimming around for fun, they were legitimate military assets. Dolphins naturally have echolocation abilities that make modern sonar look primitive. Greek naval commanders figured out how to harness this biological superpower for warfare. The dolphins would swim ahead of Greek ships, using their natural sonar to map underwater obstacles, locate enemy vessels, and even detect submerged weapons or traps. Think of them as living, breathing underwater drones that could process information faster than any human technology of the time. But here's where it gets really wild. These dolphins were also trained to attack enemy divers. It could ram into underwater saboteurs with enough force to knock them unconscious, or worse. Greek dolphins became legendary throughout the Mediterranean as these mysterious underwater guardians that seemed to appear out of nowhere to protect Greek ships. Enemy navies started spreading rumors about supernatural sea creatures that served the Greek gods, never realizing we're actually facing highly trained military dolphins. Number 2. Geese were medieval Europe's ultimate security system. Before alarm systems, before guard dogs, medieval castles relied on something completely unexpected: attack geese. These aren't the peaceful pond geese you see at parks today. Medieval geese were basically feathered security guards with serious attitude problems. Geese have incredibly keen hearing and can detect the slightest sounds that humans would never notice. They're also naturally territorial and aggressive, which made them perfect for castle defense. Castle lords would station flocks of geese around their perimeters, especially near vulnerable entry points like gates or walls. The moment any intruder tried to approach under cover of darkness, these geese would explode into a cacophony of honking and hissing that could wake up an entire castle. Geese weren't just living alarm systems. They were also trained to physically attack intruders. A large goose can seriously injure a person with its powerful wings and sharp beak. Medieval records describe instances where attacking armies were actually repelled by aggressive flocks of geese before human defenders even had time to respond. The psychological warfare aspect was huge too. Imagine being a would-be castle infiltrator, creeping through the darkness, only to suddenly find yourself surrounded by a mob of angry, honking geese in the middle of the night. Number 1. Elephants were ancient warfare's living tanks and construction crews combined. Everyone's heard of war elephants, but the reality of how these massive creatures were used goes way beyond just charging into battle. Ancient armies turned elephants into multi-purpose military machines that could reshape entire battlefields. These weren't just big animals with soldiers on top. Elephants were living siege engines that could demolish fortress walls, carry massive amounts of supplies, and even serve as mobile command centers during complex military operations. Picture an elephant equipped with armor plating, carrying not just warriors but also engineering equipment, medical supplies, and communication tools. A single elephant could do the work of hundreds of human laborers. They could move massive stone blocks for building fortifications, transport entire armories across impossible terrain, and even serve as bridges when armies needed to cross rivers or ravines. But here's the most mind-blowing part. Elephants were used as ancient psychological warfare weapons. The sight and sound of a charging war elephant could break enemy morale before the actual fighting even started. These creatures could trumpet so loudly that the sound would echo across battlefields, creating panic among enemy troops who had never seen anything like it. Ancient military strategists discovered that elephants could be trained to perform incredibly complex maneuvers, working together like a coordinated tank squadron that could outmaneuver and outthink human opponents. I'll make similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.